Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Students Homeopathy and let's learn together. In this video, let's discuss a very important topic, that is temperaments, and we will discuss this in the perspective of homeopathy. Individualization is one of the important features of homeopathy. Homeopaths believe that each human being is different and unique. Homeopathy treats the patient, not the disease. So, there is no universal thumb rule that applies to all the patients. Homeopaths need to differentiate their patients for a successful prescription. So then, how to differentiate? According to Dr. Kent, man consists in what he loves and what he thinks, and there is nothing else in man. So, the mentality of the patient, or more specifically, the will and understanding, as per Dr. Kent, becomes a very important tool to differentiate different types of persons or patients. A significant area not researched in depth, which gives homeopathic practitioner a window to the mind or mentality of the patient, is temperaments. So, in this video, we will discuss and understand different aspects of Hippocratic temperaments, that is sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic and melancholic generally, also specifically to homeopathy. But before that, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel Students Homeopathy, please subscribe it now and click on the bell icon and select all so that you will not miss any of our informative, educational, interesting videos on homeopathy. So now, coming to our topic, if we can broadly classify our patients as per 4 Hippocratic temperaments, that is sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic and melancholic, then it will be very easy to explore their mentality or the mental generals further. So let's understand these temperaments. Let's begin with a story. One day, for a picnic party, some students were driving through a jungle when they discovered a huge tree that had fallen directly across their path. Some of the students became very nervous and said, "Oh dear, what will we do now? Our outing is ruined." Another group of students threw off their jackets, rolled up their sleeves and began strenuously working to move the tree out of their way. Another group increased the volume of the music and danced merrily across the fallen tree. They shouted at others, "No need to worry, this place is also very good for picnic." Whereas another group of students sat down on the nearby rocks, watched and waited patiently while enjoying the snacks in between. So, in this story, we have 4 groups of students having different mindset or mental characteristics, and each of this group represent one individual temperament. So can you guess which group represent what temperament? You can give it a try. Okay, before solving this puzzle, let's discuss little about the temperaments. And I am very much sure at the end of this discussion, you will be definitely able to solve this puzzle easily and will be able to recognize the different temperaments easily. So, let's start from the origin of temperaments. To get to the probable origin of temperaments, let's dive down to the ancient Indian literature. Sage Kapil, the founder of the Sankhya school of thought, described 3 fundamental qualities of human consciousness, or 3 gunas, in his epic work of Sankhya Darshan. These gunas or characters are Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Sattva presents joy and contentment. Rajas present activity, excitation, unhappiness or discontent. And Tamas present depression and inertia. Also, according to Ayurveda, each person has a unique dosa, that is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Based on the dominant dosa, They have divided man into 7 categories and described their physical and mental characteristics accordingly. These categories are Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and the combination of them such as Vata Pitta, Vata Kapha, Pitta Kapha, and Vata Pitta Kapha. Perhaps after being influenced by this, the Greek philosopher and the great thinker Hippocrates, who is also called as father of medicine, played an important role in developing theories in connection with man's mental constitution or temperament. He claimed that the man possesses 4 humors, which are blood, phlegm, bile, and ultrabile. The dominance of any of these 4 humors leads to sanguine, phlegmatic, choleric, and melancholic temperaments respectively. And he has mentioned different physical and mental characteristics of these temperaments. So, we should understand that initially, temperament represented both physically and mental characteristics, but in the latter years, it became a psychological notion. So, temperament can be defined as an aspect of personality concerned with emotional disposition and reaction. According to Hippocratic temperamental theory, each temperament has some specific characteristics. Many authors describe these characteristics in different explanations and different forms, but they are almost the same when the core of each description is considered. The characteristics of these temperaments can be summarized as follows. Coming to sanguines, if we will describe the sanguines by a single word, then the word will be entertainers. The sanguines are real entertainers. They are extroverted, talkative, cheerful, optimistic, fun-loving, affectionate, tactful, and vivacious at one side. Being unreliable and unfaithful, erratic or whimsical, manipulative, immoral at another side. So coming to the phlegmatics. The single word for the phlegmatics is pacifiers. They are the pacifiers. They are very loyal people who are very calm and cool, content, mild, submissive, and compassionate. They are also characterized by slowness, dullness, weak will, miserliness and greed, fearfulness and cheerfulness, desiring support, indecision, and having less intelligence. So next, coming to the cholerics. The one word for them is leaders. The choleric people are leaders. They are praised by people because they are resolute, ambitious, intelligent, pragmatic, positive, stable, visionary, courageous, reliable, and serious. At the same time, they are disliked because they are very angry, aggressive, dictatorial, dogmatic, cruel, and materialistic. So next, coming to the melancholics. The word for them is thinkers. They are the thinkers. They possess the approving characters like being well-mannered, thoughtful, innovative, creative, mild, too conscious, careful, meticulous, seeker of knowledge, humble, serious, and compassionate, as well as disapproving characters like being fearful, worried, cautious, faint-hearted, introvert, sensitive, pessimistic, and emotional. In this way, by assessing the basic nature of a person or patient, we can easily recognize the dominant temperaments. So, what are the benefits of knowing the temperament of a person? The most important benefit of knowing people's temperament is that we can understand them deeply and behave accordingly with them. For example, we will not rely on the promise of a sanguine predominant individual. We will behave very politely with a choleric, being cautious to not hurt his ego. We will not be too harsh to a melancholic, as a sweet and gentle persuasion will sufficient to extract work from them. We will not expect speed from phlegmatics, as we know they are slow but steady. So not only this, the knowledge of temperaments can help us greatly in every aspect. It may be familial, social or professional. By knowing the temperament of the opposite person, we can deal with him in a better way. So, the knowledge of temperaments can help anyone, a parent, a teacher, a student, a salesman, etc. So now, coming to the treatment, how we can utilize the knowledge of temperaments in treatment, specifically in homeopathy. Hahnemann was closely acquainted with the writings of Hippocrates and his description of the 4 elements. So, the evolution of temperaments in homeopathy started with Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. He recognized the importance of a person's temperament in determining the disease and medicine. We can find several references and use of terms like temperament, sanguine, choleric, etc. in many places of his Paris case records and other writings also. Hering tested homeopathic remedies on the 4 temperaments during his provings. After testing the remedies on different temperaments, he proceeded to clinical confirmation. Temperamental notions are widely found in different homeopathic literature. We can get rubrics of different temperaments in repertories like Nurse Repertory of Hering Guiding Symptoms, Clark's Clinical Repertory, Murphy's Repertory, and Complete Repertory, etc. Temperamental expressions are widely used to describe the personality or adaptability of a drug in homeopathic materia medica. There are some medicine which are suited better or works well in these specific temperaments. So, let's list out some medicine with their dominant temperaments. Some common sanguine temperament drugs are Ferromate, Phosphorus, Coffea, China, Nuxboom, Murex, Arnica, Iodine, Hyoscyamus, Veratrum album, Platinum, and Silesia. Some common phlegmatic temperament drugs are Calcarea carp, Pulsatilla, Dulcamara, Natrum carp, Sepia, Aloes, Hipposulph, Silesia, Baryta carp, Meserium, Cyclamen, and Agnus cactus. Next, some common choleric temperament drugs are Nuxboom, Brownia, Lachesis, Platina, Sulfur, Podophyllum, Belladonna, Lycopodium, and Coffea crida. Some common melancholic temperament drugs are Ignacia, Natrimur, Lachesis, Sulfur, Anacadium, Graphitis, Aromat, Veratrum album, Ambragracia, Asarum, Murex, and Pulsatilla. So, these are some homeopathic medicines under each temperament. But we have to consider that this list is not exclusive and many medicines can also be added to this. Also, the temperaments mentioned are the dominant temperaments. That means a medicine can cover many temperaments. Coming next, how we can utilize the knowledge of temperaments in homeopathic treatment. Or let's discuss the efficacy of temperaments in homeopathy. We can discuss this under following headings, or the knowledge of temperaments can help us in to get the real feel of the patient, to access the intensity of the symptoms, to extract the mental symptoms easily, to know the real characteristics of a drug, to select the similimum, to select the potency, and to remove the obstacles to cure. So let's discuss one by one. So first, to get the real feel of the patient. The knowledge of temperaments helps the homeopathic physicians to get the real feel of the patient. It answers the question, why the patient is reacting or behaving in a particular manner. For example, It tells us about the anxiety of the patient, whether it is because of nervousness or guilt feeling. Thus, this takes us more towards the core of the patient. So, knowledge of temperaments should be an inseparable part of holistic homeopathic case taking, and which is intended for the individualization of the patient. Coming next, the knowledge of temperaments can help a homeopath to access the intensity of the symptoms. Through temperament, we can know the actual intensity of symptoms of the disease, because patients with some particular temperament may exaggerate their symptoms while others may not be able to express properly. For example, as the melancholics are hypochondriacs, the symptoms may exaggerate in them, while the cholerics, due to their pain intolerance capacity, and the phlegmatics, due to their indolence, may present fewer symptoms. Sanguine patients, to seek sympathy, may exaggerate the symptoms. Therefore, knowledge of the temperaments is very much essential to get the real picture of the disease. Coming next, the knowledge of temperaments can help a homeopath to extract the mental symptoms easily. Study of temperament facilitates the extraction of other mental symptoms easily in every case, because the physician now knows the basic nature of the patient. Next, the knowledge of temperaments can help a homeopath to know the real characteristic of a drug. As we have already mentioned, in many drugs of our Materia Medica, it is mentioned that this or that drug is adapted or suited or works well in specific temperament or temperaments. So, without the knowledge of temperaments, the Materia Medica knowledge is also incomplete. Next, the knowledge of temperament also helps in the selection of the simillimum. As temperament is believed to be innate and not changeable, it is an important factor in individualizing the patient, so it can help greatly the individualization, which is the hallmark of homeopathic prescription. So coming next, the knowledge of temperaments can help a homeopath in selection of potency. According to Ari Dozen and Stuart Close, the melancholic, sanguine and choleric temperaments display the greatest susceptibility, while phlegmatic or lymphatic is the least. So, the knowledge of temperaments can guide us to select the potencies. Finally, the knowledge of temperaments can help us in removing the obstacles to cure, especially the psychological obstacles. From the knowledge of temperaments, we can know which type of temperament is more prone to stress or other psychological emotions, and which type of temperaments are prone to which type of stresses. By knowing the temperament, we can advise our patients proper psychotherapy or behavioral therapy, and we can advise them to take precautionary measures. So, in this way, the knowledge of temperaments can help us in many ways. Homeopaths treat the person in disease, not the disease in a person. So, being the person's innate nature or character, temperaments can play a very important role in homeopathic prescription. Hope in the meantime, you all might have solved the picnic puzzle we have discussed in the beginning. So, let me answer. So, the first group of students who have started brooding are the melancholics. The second group of students who have boldly jumped to remove the tree are the cholerics. The third group who have started singing, dancing, enjoying and entertaining are the sanguines. And the last group of students who have just observed everything, sitting passively and watched and waited are the phlegmatics. So that's all for this video. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel Students Homeopathy, please subscribe it now and also click on the bell icon and select all so that you will not miss any of our informative, educational and interesting videos on homeopathy. And please provide your valuable feedback in the comment section below. Also, we will love to answer your queries on this topic. Thank you for watching.